your shirt is in one piece.
It is. It's another joke you tried to make that's not that funny.
You didn't like that one either?
No.
First question is about Tiger. You've seen him, you've become friends with him, seeing him doing well, but also at the same time saying that he's probably never going to play full-time on the PGA Tour again. What were your reactions or thoughts when you saw that?
I mean, I don't feel like he's played full-time on the PGA Tour since 2013, really. So, I mean, it shouldn't be a surprise to anyone to hear that. He's been through injuries, and he's been through the wars. He's put his body through a lot. And yeah, I mean, I think if I were him at this point, I'd have no ambition to play a full-time schedule. I mean, you play the events you want to play, whatever gets your juices flowing. For him, that's the majors and maybe a couple other events a year, and that's it. And I think he said yesterday that's what he feels like he can get himself ready for. And I mean, it's smart. It's smart to do that. And yeah, and honestly, as I said, I don't think he hasn't really played a full-time schedule for a while, so it'll just be nice to see him back on the golf course again whenever that is.
And you personally, it feels like, at least in the media, that your year's been up and down, but I get the sense that for you, you don't ride those ups and downs quite as much as you used to, or as the media does.
Yeah, I try not to. Yeah, there's been a few ups and downs. Obviously, there was a stretch during the year where I didn't feel like I was playing my best, and went down a different path in terms of sort of looking for answers, and came back sort of down that road, came back up that road, and learned some things, and feel like I'm certainly a more like a wiser player than I was maybe 9 months ago. But yeah, it's been I think if it's it's been a year where I've struggled in parts, but I still got 2 wins on tour, which is still pretty good. I was tied for the lead with 9 holes to go in the U.S. Open. I played well in parts. I just didn't do it consistently enough. I go back to 2019 and had 19 top 10 finishes or whatever it is. I mean, that's the level that I want to play at.
Rory, it's just a sort of probably straightforward sort of question. You played this event at Sherwood. I think you played it at Isleworth.
No, I didn't play at Isleworth. No.
And comparing, say, Sherwood with this course, because I know this is the first time you've played this tournament, but you're no stranger to the course, and also the time differences. I know this is a little bit earlier in December than when we used to play at Sherwood.
Yeah, I think the last time I played Sherwood was 2013. I was coming back from Australia after just playing in the Australian Open. Yeah, I liked it at Sherwood. It felt like Christmas time. The Christmas trees are up, and it was sort of felt like the holidays. The Bahamas is a different feel, and it's certainly different here at Albany. But it's nice. I mean, I haven't played this event in a while, and I felt while I was starting to feel like I was getting my golf game back and playing well again, I wanted to play a little bit, and this is another opportunity to play well and just build on the good play that I've seen over the last couple of months.
Thanks. Bernie, do you have another? Yeah. Just if you had one, go ahead. A couple of really, blinding starts to a career. Yourself, Jordan, back in 14-15, and most recently Colin. From someone who's coming up on like 15 years on tour now. Sorry, what is the challenge and what is the difficulty of sustaining that? Whether it's winning or consistency or whatever level.
Yeah, I think I heard a little bit of what Colin was saying there. It's about just resetting your goals and just trying to keep improving as a player. Try to not let complacency creep in at any point.
Is that difficult?
At times, I think at times when you get successful and you maybe enjoy a little bit of that success, that complacency can creep in at times. So it's about trying to guard against that as much as you can, and keep resetting goals and just trying to keep improving and learning and bettering yourself as a golfer and as a human being, I guess, as well.
Thanks.
Rory, how long did it take to rip the shirt, and when was the last time you did that before Dubai?
It didn't take. I mean, I pulled on my collar and it ripped. I don't know if I've ever done it again or done it before.
Rory, the Saudi Invitational, a lot of confirmed players come out at the start of this week, but and obviously in the background there's a lot of noise about tours maybe not granting releases for guys to play.
Yeah.
Would that be a fair position by the tours, or should they be left to do as they please?
I mean, no. I mean, I think we are independent contractors and we should be able to play where we want to play. So, in my opinion, I think the tour should grant releases. It's an Asian Tour event. It's an event that has OWGR rankings. I mean, I don't see any reason why they wouldn't. Well, I do see reasons why they wouldn't grant releases, but I think if they're trying to do what's best for their members, and their members are going to a place other than the PGA Tour and being able to earn that money, I mean, we're independent contractors, and I feel like we should be able to do that if that's what our personal choice is. My personal choice is not to do that, but obviously a lot of players are doing that, and I think it's fair to let them do that.
Do you worry we're going to go down a road of legal battles and arguments? And
yeah, I think so.
That we
Yeah,
don't need, really?
I think so. I think the professional game needs to get to a point where we as professionals need to know where we stand. Are we actually independent contractors? Are we employed by a certain entity? Are we, so that's stuff that's just, there's a lot of gray area in that, and that's what sort of needs to be sorted out, I think.
Rory, is that stuff you've discussed with the PAC, group?
Yeah.
I mean, and
Yeah.
Is that just met with, kind of the Heisman, so to speak, to use a college? I mean,
Not at all.
So
No, I mean that's like, I'd say most of the players on tour would be in a similar opinion to me. It's like, well, if we want to go play somewhere,
yeah,
we should.
I meant actually the PAC speaking to the tour. Are
The
yeah,
PAC
that's kind of
PAC
what I
is
meant.
players.
Yes,
you know,
that's what
so,
I mean.
Do you mean like the
Powers that
PGA
be.
Tour board?
Sure. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I think they understand where the players are coming from too, and I think some of the things that you're seeing the tour put in place are maybe a reaction to some of that sentiment. But again, my view as a professional golfer is I'm an independent contractor. I should be able to go play where I want if I have the credentials and I have the eligibility to do so.
Along those lines, just one more question. With all the rumblings of the team, the team concept and whatnot that are kind of in the ether there, so to speak, do you feel like that can coexist successfully with the tour?
No, so for me, look, the PGA Tour is the best place in the world to play. Like, I'm not saying that the whole thing needs to be blown up and we do a different thing here. I think if people want golf to be more innovative and they want it to be more engaging and they want to see different concepts, there's no reason why the PGA Tour can't do that themselves. Mm-hmm. And they have the know-how how to put golf tournaments on. They have all the staff. They have everything. They have the best structure in place to do it. So, yeah, I'm certainly not saying that I want anything else to come of this, but there are certain elements to different concepts of professional golf that I do see merits in, but I don't see any reason why the tour couldn't do it themselves.
Thanks, Rory. You talked about 2 wins and being a pretty good year. You got 20 PGA Tour wins, but it's been a while that you won a major, and we saw you win 4 majors in a pretty good time. How often do you think about the fact that it's been a while since you last picked up a major?
Anytime you guys ask me about it is usually when I think about it. Yeah, look, it's been a while, and like I've done since winning my last major, I've done everything but win a major. Exactly. I've won the Players Championship. I won 2 FedEx Cups. I've done basically everything there is to do in the professional game. So, if I keep playing the way I'm playing, I just keep giving myself chances. It'll eventually happen again.
Rory? Rory, couple of questions actually. One on the sentiments that you discussed about being independent contractors and being able to play. I was just wondering, what are your thoughts that the European Tour as well as the PGA Tour, the reaction has been a bit excessive towards the Asian Tour. I mean, not just the Saudi Golf League. It's a bit excessive towards the Asian Tour, where there was no tournament for 19 months and they would have taken anything which anybody would have given to them, which could have resulted in tournaments. I just wanted to know your thoughts about that. That's the first one.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Has it been excessive? Because I don't know what the landscape is in Asia. Obviously, I know there's been investment from Live Golf Investments, 200 million, all that sort of stuff. But I don't know what the tour's reactions have been. I don't know if they've. I don't know what the question, or I don't know what the answer is to that question, because I don't know what the excessive reaction is you're talking about.
So, for example, like the Russell Khema Invitational on the same week announced as Saudi, and now everyone has to take a release. Even some of the Asian Tour players who have graduated from Asian Tour and who have won the Order of Merit, and they have to play, they have to take, permission from European Tour to play those events.
Yeah, but that's what I said at the start. Like, I think those releases should be granted because we are independent. If it's just to go and play in another tournament, but you got to understand. I understand the PGA Tour's point. Pebble Beach is on the same time as this Saudi event, so they don't want to lose their top players to go play in another tour. Like, I get it. That's why I talk about there's a lot of gray area, and there's a lot of. I think the players just need to understand where they stand. Where are we? Because we feel. I think the players feel like they're pawns at the minute in this big sort of global game of golf, and we just want to know where we sort of stand. And as someone that represents the players on the PGA Tour board, like that's on me to try to understand where we are, and for people to feel comfortable playing where they play.
And the second question is just taking you back to some bad memories actually. DP World Tour Championship, I mean, how do you look back at a tournament like that where you played so well, had a really bad break, and then you finished the way you finished?
Yeah. So I think
how much time also it took you to just take it out of your system?
It's fine. It's not. It was more what I was angry about was how I reacted to the bad break. Not the bad break or the fact I didn't win the golf tournament, because Colin played great, and even if I hadn't had that bad break, there was no telling that I was going to win the golf tournament. So it was just my reaction to that bad break that made me angry, because I basically lost my head after that and made a bogey on 16, and then so it was more just angry at the fact of how I responded to that was my big thing. So the fact that I didn't win the tournament was totally fine, but it was more just the reaction of what happened after the break on 15.
Thanks, Rory.
Nice sunglasses.
I'm just curious, what's been the difference in the level of your confidence between where you were after, kind of during the Ryder Cup versus how you're feeling now about your game?
Yeah, it's I'm much more confident. I just think I'm more sure of what I'm doing. I guess it's a bit like we sort of talk about like Manchester United over the last few games have looked like they've been going out playing and not really having a strategy or a philosophy of how they want to play, and that sort of felt like that was me for a few months of this season, and now I feel like I've regained like what my philosophy is and what my basically the sort of golf that I want to play. So it was just getting back to being really clear about that, and I think that's really helped my confidence.
Can you articulate what that is?
Again, just being more visual, more creative. just being not being a perfectionist, I guess. Being okay that you're going to miss shots here and there, and you have to use your imagination and your short game and your putter to bail you out at times, and that's okay. That's golf. Golf's just about getting it around the course in the lowest amount of shots possible, and I just had to accept that.
Do you have any change in your strategy going towards the Masters in April?
I haven't really thought about it to this point. I don't really turn my attention to Augusta until sort of after the Florida swing. So, you're 2 steps ahead of me.
Okay. The last one, just a quick one. What happened to the shirt? Your shirt.
I went to the pro shop, bought a new one, threw that one in the trash.
Okay. Thanks.
I mean, this ripped shirt, like a Jesus.
All right, 2 more here. We'll go to Ben Alverstedt, Golf WRX.
Take one viral for it. Get one viral.
You hear me all right? Yeah, not asking about the shirt, so don't worry there. Another piece of equipment of a sort. You're in all MG3 wedges. Is that accurate now?
That is accurate, yeah.
And I heard that you had, done a fair bit of testing around them, and you may have joined us on the Bounce as Your Friend team. Is that accurate? You're a little bit higher bounce now?
Very high. I went to a 14-degree bounce lob wedge, which has helped a lot. It really has. It's brought my ball flight down with my sort of longer shots. And especially a course like this week, really grainy, it's helped a lot around the greens. I just have more trust in it, just more trust it's not going to dig. It's going to get out of the ground a bit easier. And I went to the high bounce wedge in the 54 as well. So yeah, bounce is certainly your friend.
Yeah, absolutely. Appreciate it. Anything else on longer shots or more mid-range, in addition to around the green, any benefits you're seeing there?
Yeah, just being able to control my trajectory a little better. The ball doesn't get up as much, so when you're able to control your trajectory better, then you can control your distance better, and I've sort of found that with them.
Awesome.
Thank you.
And our last question, just one question, please, from Fabio, Golf Channel Latino America. Fabio, you're on mute. All right, that's all I have time for.
Thanks, Fabio.